Hey, what's up, fam? Following last week's episode of RWBY, I'm very, very pleased with this one as well. It was much shorter. It was only 14 minutes, but really, obviously, I'm guessing they spent a lot of time on that last episode, so completely understandable. No complaints here. And you still got a lot of good stuff from this one. The episode really kind of displays the now kind of shifting hostilities within the team towards Ozpin and how they just no one's kind of trusting him because he didn't reveal everything. And I can get why he didn't like reveal some of the more personal bits about his past in relation to Salem. But the fact that he didn't tell them he has no plan is kind of like where I can see them all being super pissed off. Especially Crow, after Crow's been up to bat for him so many times. That's the only thing without that or within that I see kind of a problem with Ozpin and his relationship toward everyone because when it came down to it, like yeah, like I said, like personal stuff I could agree, like stuff he doesn't want to relive. It's not vital for them to know or Salem's origins or Ozpin's origins, but the fact that like, hey, we're trying to defeat this chick, and I have absolutely no idea what to do. I mean, if he told them that they had a like, hey, we need to search for a way to defeat her, then people would have probably like, okay, but it's like withholding that kind of information was definitely something that he shouldn't have done at all. And always like it's creating a rift between him and the team, and he ends up like locking himself within Oscar's mind. You know, he's gonna go sulk, probably think over and reflect on stuff he's done, and hopefully he comes back. Honestly, he's gonna have to come back like really just admitting where he completely screwed up, beg for some forgiveness, and hopefully everyone kind of gets better. But really, really the parts of the episode that I was the most excited for. I don't know if in my RWBY reviews that I've talked about it is out of the like one of my favorite characters, I'd say easily top five, is Tyrian. I think Tyrion's just extremely fun to watch do anything like fight, talk to people, behave. He's just very odd and interesting. And just in this episode, like him coming back, talking a little bit of shit, and then Emerald getting very, very cocky. And it's one of those parts I was talking about. Actually, when Cinder went to go talk to that like assassin or spy or whatever chick, and what happens really when the actual wanted result when a weaker character like that is like completely just getting up in someone like way above them's face. It's especially with Tyrion the way that he just kind of walked right up to her, let her blade like cut his cheek, and then got in her face, and she didn't do anything. Just was that nice display of like Tyrion doesn't he's not gonna play games like that. He'll give you a threat, and then if you don't like back down from that, he's probably gonna attack you. Other than that, obviously the big stuff that I've been really happy about this season, I'd say the most, is that they're actually making Salem an interesting and understandable villain. I think that was a big complaint that people had in Volume 5. Like obviously in Volume 4 it was different because Volume 4 was mostly like where are the characters now and setting up this new arc after the whole Beacon arc, and she was introduced at the very end of Volume 3 really, and so it was more that mystery behind her. But in Volume 5 she mostly just sat around and you didn't really get much of her, and then like it ended with just Emerald making an illusion of her yelling and looking spooky, and I was just like, well, I get that they're you gotta wait to see some of the villains, but like you could have had a display of like her doing something and looking powerful within that within Volume 5, and just kind of like getting a little bit of attention even without having to have like some big epic battle, just a display of her power and her character, which we've been getting, which I've enjoyed a lot. Just like what I'm talking about is like right here in this episode when Hazel and her had she had beef with Hazel, just like flipping over that big table like it was nothing, and then like using her power and just having all those like grim hands come out of the ground and like pull him down and like just make him like completely look like he's submitting. I thought that was pretty good, a really cool display of just her being a threat and her being in her position as the big villain. And then when they find out, she kind of asks like whose fault it is, and Hazel is like, I take full responsibility. And even though it's good that he like he'd do that as a character. That's not what that's not what Salem wanted, and also the threat level that she gives off when you see Emerald freaking out and then just completely giving up, telling that telling him that it was Cinder's fault, even though she knows she's so up to bat for Cinder, was a very good kind of intimidation display for Salem that Emerald would completely just like out Cinder like that and just be like, all that devotion kind of goes out the window, not because of like her being like two-faced or like some plot hole. It purely based off fear. I think it's pretty good for Salem's character. And then the display of while she's getting mad when they talk about how Ozpin was leading Ruby's team, that like the window starts just to crack, and then just that exit of her getting furious, and then you thinking it's settling, and then just like her having that angry scream, and then the windows all shattering. Like I said, they're doing a really good job of displaying her character this volume, which I think has been really good, really needed for her big villain status. I think they kind of ruined Salem in Volume 5. I'm hoping they fix that this volume, but they're doing a super job with Salem right now, and I think that's excellent for the series. The like I was talking about actually like right before I recorded this with some people that I've been following RWBY since volume like the RWBY trailer dropped like years and years ago, and I've been following like I liked the Volume 1. Obviously, it had its faults, but it was like introductory. They didn't know like that they didn't know how much it was gonna blow up, and then Volume 2 was just so boring, and Volume 3 was awesome, and then Volume 4 was like really good and like setting up everything, and then Volume 5 was just such a mess. But leading into this one, like the 4 episodes we got out of Volume 6, I've only had like one problem. The first episode, like I talked about those bodyguards, but I think Volume 6 at the quality level that it's been going at, I think it is going to end up as the best volume, and it's going to be the best year for RWBY so far, which is going to be fantastic for it, and hopefully it can kind of gain back some of the fandom that were salted over Volume 5, and I think it will. I think it probably already has a good portion with some of the really good storytelling they've done so far with Salem, and like the good lore stuff with like the two brothers, and just like a lot of fun stuff that I enjoyed. But anyway, tell me what you think about the chat about almost a chapter about, well, actually I think they call their episodes chapter, so it fits. Tell me what you think about this one below. I thought it was really good, even though it was it was a shorter episode, but we got a lot in it, a lot of good build for Salem and RWBY's team. We got conflicts going. Tyrian back is thumbs up for me personally, big thumbs up for me. But yeah, thumbs up, like the video if you like this content, you like the RWBY reviews. I'm gonna keep doing them every week and when I can, and hopefully I can get you to subscribe to the channel and stick around for more. I do other manga and anime reviews and videos, and to all those that are already subscribed, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.